Trudy is making us a smoky shakshuka. I cannot wait. So here's a look at what you'll need for this recipe. And Trudy, this sounds perfect for all of us who have been missing going out for weekend brunch at our favorite restaurant.
Right? Spring is one of my favorite times of the year to go out and eat brunch. So that's why I decided to recreate this recipe today from one of my favorite brunch spots. And when we think about how much time we're spending in our homes, Tracy, we're also eating breakfast a little bit later on in the day. So this shakshuka is a really great way to start the day and maybe just start the day a little bit lazier with your family.
That is a great idea. You can eat it at any time for any meal, really. So where do we start?
Absolutely, Tracy. So the first thing we're going to do is add some olive oil to the skillet, get that nice and hot, and then I'm going to pop in some onions. Next, I'm going to add some bell peppers. And we just want to cook this and just stir it around until the onions are translucent. So I would say maybe about 3 to 5 minutes. So once those onions are nice and cooked, the next thing we're going to add is our garlic. So we'll put that in there. And then all of our spices. So the smoky in the smoky shakshuka comes from smoked paprika, which is one of my favorite spices. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that in. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop in our canned tomatoes, and we also wanna add in the juice from the canned tomatoes as well. So when I put this in, I'm gonna make sure I just break up those tomatoes a little bit, just so that it meshes nicely into the dish and we're not eating like whole tomatoes. And I'll pop in some tomato paste as well, and that's gonna make sure that the dish tastes nice and rich and tomatoey.
Okay, so lots of tomatoes for this recipe. You got raw tomatoes, you got tomato juice, you got tomato paste. Why do you love tomatoes?
Oh, so many different reasons why, Tracy. But tomatoes are really rich in phytonutrients, and this helps to lower inflammation in the body. And you know I'm all about adding in those anti-inflammatory foods to help to lower the inflammation. The other thing with tomatoes is that they're actually really great for eye health. And a lot of people think that carrots are great for eye health, and they are, but so are tomatoes. And that's because they have a compound called lutein. And this compound actually helps to protect your eye's retina, which is important for healthy vision.
Okay, that is so important since right now we're staring at our screens more than ever before, especially the kids. So what is the next step in the recipe? Are you throwing in the greens now?
Oh, you got it, Tracy. Those greens are going right in there. We're going to tuck them in so that my husband won't see them. Yeah, greens are a really great superfood, Tracy. And if you don't like greens, a lot of people don't like greens. They have trouble sitting down, eating a big salad. Find recipes like this that you can just tuck those greens into. So things like soups and stews where you can just kind of stir them in at the end and then just kind of get them nice and wilted. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to make a little well. Just maybe, it depends on how many eggs you're adding in here. I'm going to add in about 3 eggs. So you just want to make like 3 little wells in your skillet. So just basically 3 little holes. And we're going to put the eggs in. But here's the thing. Some people like to crack the eggs directly into the skillet. And some people, like me, like to break the eggs first into a ramekin and then put them in. And I like to break them into the ramekin first, just in case any eggshells get in. I'd much rather dig out the eggshells in the ramekin than fishing around in hot tomato sauce, because that doesn't sound like my idea of a good time.
Yeah, I love the egg part of this recipe. You can go for it. I think that putting it in the ramekin first is a very smart idea because I often get shells in my eggs. So yeah, I don't want to be fishing around in that tomato either for the shell. Smart little hack there.
And the great thing about eggs as well, Tracy, is that they have a micronutrient called choline. And this is a really important micronutrient that is important for brain function, specifically helping with your memory. So I got all of the eggs in here now, Tracy. So the next thing we would do is just cover the skillet, and then we just want those eggs to poach. And it just depends on how done you like your eggs. So I say anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes. Again, it just depends on how runny you like your eggs or how firm you like your eggs. And then when it's done, it looks like this.
Ooh, so good. And I love the fact that it's just this one pan recipe and it is so filling and substantial and healthy, but it tastes amazing. Thank you, Trudy. That looks so good.